What is going on, Ive Warriors? So today we're going to take a look at Alex Joy Pushy. She is an intuitive eating coach. So intuitive eating coaches have been very adamant in their plight, very adamant of their disdain for intermittent fasting. They 100% do not like intermittent fasting at all. So I am not expecting this to be anything positive. Even if I read this, intermittent fasting, ignoring your hunger signals. They love saying that. So you can binge midday every day as per usual. Do what works for you. But I have fun with this one. Does this ring true to anybody else? All right, let's go ahead and play this video and see what it's about.
Oh, yes, I'm starving. Can I please have the, shit. I can't eat for another 47 minutes.
Already, the premise is completely hyperbolic and literally never a thing that happens with anybody who does intermittent fasting. Let me know in the comment section if you would go out to a restaurant before you need to eat with your friends and then just sit there and not eat because you have 47 minutes left. The more than likely scenario that would happen with somebody that does intermittent fasting is either one, they just won't go out. Two, they will go out and they will just make an exception day. Or three, they will just break their fast early and either end their fast early or whatever. Like they'll break it early. An exception would be made to a certain extent because there ain't nobody going to just sit there and not order because of the fact that there's 47 minutes and they're chilling with their friends. They wouldn't have gone to begin with. Like, so this is already hyperbolic and it's already not a realistic thing, which I get it. You got to be hyperbolic sometimes to be funny, but I don't think that this even is comparable to what anybody would do when doing intermittent fasting.
Have the water with extra lemon, please. Don't worry about me. This water is delicious. Thank you so much, by the way. It's perfect.
Also, another thing, just it's funny because no one says that water is delicious. Not even people that do intermittent fasting. She's poking at the element of us feeling like we're deprived, like we need to eat something. So we want something just to consume so that we can get our fix, which that's not the case. And we'll talk about that after this video.
My relationship with food is so much better now. Not that you asked, but I just figured I would let you know.
Okay, so that's another jab. That's an intuitive eating jab that they love to throw because that is literally the only leg that intuitive eating has, is that they create a better mental health with food from the questionnaire studies that have been done, but they lack severely in actually providing weight loss for people. It's more like, forget about weight loss, just focus on mental health. And how do I know this? Is because there has been so many studies done looking at the effects of intuitive eating versus other diets, and even a meta-analysis done with over 400 diets, all of the popular ones like Weight Watchers, Mediterranean diet, DASH diet, intermittent fasting, intuitive eating. And intuitive eating wasn't at the bottom. It wasn't like one of the worst. It was the last one. It was the worst one in terms of creating an intervention that led to effective weight loss. Most people just gain weight on intuitive eating. Some people lost weight, some people gained weight, but some people lost weight, most people gained weight. Some people just stayed the same. So in terms of actually creating an intervention to help you lose weight, intuitive eating doesn't do that. So her jab is the only highlight that intuitive eating has, where when people were asked to do, if intuitive eating has helped them with their relationship with food, they say yes. But of course it does, because it makes you not even think about it at all. And it's like, you have to think about it, because no matter what you do, even if you don't, let's say you don't do intermittent fasting, even if you do caloric restriction, you have to eat at a energy deficit, which means that you're eating below the amount of energy that your body requires. So either way, there's an intervention that has to be done. There's a focus on food that has to be made for you to actually lose weight. So to kind of put this on intermittent fasting as if this is the only thing that's going to create a bad relationship with food is ridiculous. Eating lower calories just to lose weight is also something that you could point and say that could make you have a bad relationship with food. But newsflash, you have to do these things if you want to see results. That's just the end and the short of it. But let's continue.
Basically eat a whole day's worth, just like in like a really short period of time, which makes me feel great.
Okay, I'm sorry, I keep having to pause, but have anybody, let me know down in the comment section below, is it super difficult for you to eat within an 8-hour window a whole day's worth of food? Within an 8-hour window, is it super difficult? Because basically we're just compressing the time and eating, and we're kind of eating in between those times within our 8-hour window, but it's no different than eating in the morning, then waiting until the afternoon to eat, then waiting at night. We just don't wait that long to eat. That's all really it is. But I haven't really met anybody who's had issues with eating below their caloric deficit within an 8-hour window or a 4-hour window. I haven't seen it, but you guys can let me know down in the comment section below if that's a thing. I mean, it's once again, it's like anything else. If you reduce calories, that's going to be a difficult task. If you eat 6 times a day when you only ate 3 times a day, that's going to be a difficult task, because it's all about getting acclimated to the thing that you weren't doing before. That's it.
Just great. Did you get 17 minutes, baby? 17 minutes. No, you can totally eat ice. Ice is allowed. Gives you that crunchy kind of crave, you know?
Yeah, she's just being hyperbolic. She's just being hyperbolic for comedic effect.
Okay, kind of cold in my mouth. So whose idea was breakfast? Was it Jen? Fuck you, Jen. You should get dessert, because I won't have started. Yeah. You know, I hear my hunger cues. I hear them, and I'm like, shut up! 5 more minutes. It's time! Waiter. I'll have the left side of the menu. It's my turn, bitches. I'm gonna stay, right? You're all gonna stay for me. Oh.
Okay, so let's talk about this. All right, so first of all, she's gaslighting. She's gaslighting and she's fear-mongering, right? So she's creating this element of, let me touch on all of the things that people fear before they even start intermittent fasting. Oh, you're going to feel hungry. Oh, you're going to be craving food while your friends are eating. Oh, you're going to have poor social experiences with your friends because you're intermittent fasting. When nothing is a hard and fast rule, right? You can have exception days. You can break your fast a few minutes earlier or an hour earlier, whatever it is, depending on if you're at home and you're not doing anything, do you need to break your fast 47 minutes earlier? No. If you're in a moment where you're with your friends and y'all went out to eat and it's 47 minutes before your before you break your fast, can you break it in that moment? Of course. That's what it is. What she's touching on, this fear, right? She's touching on that beginning period of transitioning from whatever you did before to intermittent fasting. You are going to feel certain elements of what she's pointing out here when you first start. The same way you're going to feel weird and it's not going to be easy when you first start going to work. When you first start a job, you're going to be there for 8 hours. You're going to do all these things. And you're going to be like, this is super crazy. I got to do this all the time, 5 days a week. I don't know if I could do this. But then after about 14 days of doing it, you're in the rhythm. You're in the flow. Same thing with intermittent fasting. And the funny thing is they talk about hunger cues as if hunger cues are static, right? Like, oh, your hunger is always this. And if you don't eat, you're always ignoring it. But the truth is, when you do intermittent fasting, you actually start to shift a lot of your hormones within your body where you are less hungry. Because ghrelin, for example, is a hunger hormone. It starts to reduce with intermittent fasting because you start eating less. You're not actually not eating because you're hungry. Your body actually starts to become less hungry, and you actually end up not being hungry outside of your eating window. It's not that you're craving to eat. That normally just happens during the transitional period. So you're not actually craving to eat. You're just waiting to eat. And when it's time to eat, you just eat. You don't actually feel hungry. You're not actually starving to death, which is the fear monger that a lot of intuitive eating coaches love to do, right? But the truth is, if you want to lose weight, you do have to apply some sort of intervention. If you don't, you simply just won't lose weight. And listening to your hunger cues that are not static, that are not one, that doesn't stay in one level from birth to death. It doesn't stay in one level. It moves. It changes. It goes to the rhythm of your lifestyle. So if you eat all the time, if you're constantly eating, you're constantly going to be hungry, because your body is used to that type of eating. Once you reduce the amount of times that you're eating, your body becomes less hungry. That's how it works. Your hunger cues start to adapt to your lifestyle. You do not have to adapt to your hunger cues. Your hunger cues move where you move. So that's a fear-mongering tactic that a lot of anti-intermittent fasting, and I could even say intuitive eating coaches are essentially anti-intermittent fasting people. They also don't enjoy any other diet, really. They just say eat when you're hungry and stop eating when you're full. Well, guess what? Leptin is the hunger hormone that tells you, leptin is the hormone that tells you that you're full, and it actually can take a while to tell you that you're full if you're constantly always overeating. So what does that tell you? That leptin is not going to inform you in time that you're actually full. And ghrelin is not going to inform you to not eat if you're always eating. So you have to yourself manipulate your own hunger cues. You have to control that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I found this video to be interesting. The person was obviously trying to do extra stuff for comedic effect. She was fear-mongering on the early stages. So for example, if you've never tried intermittent fasting and you then try it, you're gonna feel some of those elements that she's talking about. But once again, you're gonna feel that with any intervention that you do. If you start lowering calories, you're gonna feel it. If you start changing the foods that you're eating to eating only healthy foods, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it no matter what, right? No matter what. All right, guys. Let me know in the comment section what you thought about the video. And of course, as always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.